Okay, here we are. Everything looks to be good. Yeah, looks to be good. Excellent. Right. How you doing there, Ove? Good to have you, my friend. Good to see you. So let's go ahead. Oh, thank you for the shekels. Much appreciated. Thank you very much for that. Let's take that up there. How you doing there, layman? My god. And look! Look! It is clean. It is holy. It is new. It is fresh. It's clean. It's not a mess. It's amusing actually because I have a Chinese friend and I helped her to get the same laptop as me, so she's got an Area 51 as well. And when hers came, and hers was like all brand new desktop and nothing like all over the place, I'm like, okay, that makes me feel quite bad. So I'm like, you know what? I need to change again. It happens every now and then. It happens every now and then that I do clean it up. We shall see. Yeah, no, it's a big problem. It is a big problem. I suppose it is part of my personality. Like at the moment, I keep my apartment clean, but what pisses me off is the bedding I have is this like fluffy crap, and it puts so much like stuff out there. It's annoying. I regret it. It's the biggest regret I've had so far. It's just everywhere. Everything's dusty, and I have to do it every day, and it pisses me off. It drives me absolutely insane. Shall we see here? So, dead canaries sing no tales. This will be interesting. It's not often that I say, but I do hope he comes in. I don't think he will, which is why the actual episode is named 7030. I just put it 70% he buggers off, 30% chance he commits. But even then, commit might be that he comes a little closer. I don't know. I kind of feel like he might go for a bombardment, but we'll see. We shall see. We decided in general then to send the Gidiptide north in full strength. No, probably not worthwhile having Gidiptide parceled out. So we shall see. We do have as much out of the Marshall Islands as we can feasibly move in a turn. We did move another 29-ish zeros to Roinema. Obviously they'll have a little bit of fatigue, but they will move their running high reaction. Sorry, their running high cap. We've reduced the range of our strike as well to 11 hexes. Ideally that'll help coordination, but it's also to not be predictable. But I don't know, I don't think he'll come in. We'll see. I hope I'm wrong. Definitely one of those turns of anxiety, but I don't think it'll happen. I'd like it to happen. How you doing there, Alex? Good to have you, my friend. I see the moonlight being so low does not help us, really. Okay, moving into the day phase here. Okay, so still seeing him out there. Looks like he might have pulled back somewhat. Turn so far is as it appears. Now, I'm not sure what that range is there. So whether he is sending a force in, he looks at the outside range. He would probably be dancing on the 14 line. But it looks as if he's headed to link up with the other carrier force that we did see. So that's not surprising. Kind of shame, but we'll see. He's lingering in the area, somewhat. He wouldn't really have a reason to pull back unless he's trying to court it. Well, unless he expected Gidiptide to come charging out. I was kind of hoping that he would come, but I guess we'll see. The turn is still young, but it looks like he's probably not committing. Okay, we are bombing here. We do have the bombers from Hankau hitting his forces here then. It looks like we do have thunderstorms on the Hex, which isn't going to help, but we're still getting in there. So 176 casualties. More bombers coming in here. Interestingly, it doesn't look like he's actually put a cap over here. Yeah, I know, I feel that, Alex. It would have been very nice to have seen... to have had a chance at hitting him, it would have been really the ideal battle for us. But there's still time. Another 144. Ah, they're okay. They're okay. We're not doing too well, I believe, due to the thunderstorms, but it's about fine. At the end of the day, it's more disruption, more fatigue. Reduces that AV somewhat. Now, I'm hoping that the actual rest of the army will arrive here in this hex this turn. There's a fair chance that they will. We continue to hit the runway over here. Our naval guard will be in this hex here today, and then they'll begin the march to Port Moresby proper. At least once we actually have some troops over here, then it does make it more secure for us. As far as it goes, when we do capture Port Moresby, I think we'll leave a small garrison. The base itself really doesn't have that much in the way of usage. Yes, it has a Size 3 airfield, but it's also closer to Australia. It can be supported to a degree, but it's probably not worthwhile. Like over here, we do have a nice cluster of bases which can be mutually supported to a greater degree. Yeah, those thunderstorms are not helping here today. It doesn't appear to be moving, so we'll see. I'm going to keep on bombing these forces over here. It's good training for them. Mars Hell is coming in. These ones coming in from SunYan this time. What I'm looking forward to doing here as well is, once we are more or less safe from an aerial threat in China, I'll have the Oscars move down towards Burma. So there's bombers over here, then okay. They're soon going to be here at Magway. Yeah, so we did see a look at his carriers there. So it looks like he's, it's interesting, actually. He looks as if he's moved out. Looks like he's actually linked with his other carriers. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, really. We are seeing ships around here. That must be a submarine out that way. I would be very surprised. Yeah, it looks like a submarine. British submarine by the looks. Bad weather over China here today. Bad weather. Well, the good news is we still have a line of sight on his carriers, at least it seems. We also see something to the north, which is quite handy. So we do have information to work with, so that does leave us in a better position. Would have been great had it come in, but we'll see. I didn't expect... well, this is it. I suppose we all knew it probably wasn't going to happen, but we're like, come on, he's a ballsy bastard, just do it, just do it! Fight a battle on our terms for a change. Yeah, that force over there to the north looks interesting. How you doing there, Mexi? It is good to see you. Ohio gozaimasu. Okay. Not the term we would have liked to have seen, but hey, it's fine. I'm not too bad here, my friend, not too bad. Bit of a... I could have done this turn a little bit earlier, but I wanted to have a bit of coffee and breakfast beforehand. Right, this bloody unit needs to be gone. I am still rather shocked at how quickly it was able to move, because this thing actually did manage to outrun our tanks for a while, which is rather weird. And they do surrender, so that's good news there. Well, to be fair, I didn't always have... Yeah, there we go, 1,389. Yeah, there were some turns when we had multiple episodes. His carriers seem to have linked up. That's what I can see. It looks as if they have linked up. It's good to have you, though. Nomadic, good to see you, my friend. Yeah, they look to have linked up. It does put the submarines in a better position to where they might be able to, I don't know, get a lucky pot shot. I think those submarines, I can't recall if they're the ones that are equipped with float planes. They're definitely the longest range ones, so I can't recall if they have float planes, but I don't think they do, but they may do. So we have a deliberate attack over here. Continue to just try and force them to surrender, really. It's difficult due to the terrain here, but it will surrender eventually. Ah, yes, yes, yes. Shock attacking the first Chinese corps over here, then hopefully they just surrender. Yep, they do surrender. At least that's one more down there. That's a good thing there. It does mean I can move these tanks elsewhere now. Use them to clean up around China. Continue to try and maneuver into closing off these hex sites so we can destroy these men and then move on. So we have our deliberate attack over here at SunYan. Decided to go for another one, really. I'm not expecting to win as such, but what I'm trying to do is draw more supply. So reduce fortifications to 1, 226 to 289, yeah. So reduce those fortifications. I'm hoping to try and draw more supply. Yeah, it didn't really cost as much here, which is good. That's fine by me. He still has supply here, but we're down to level 1 fortifications. I'm not... Well, I mean, we'll eventually win here if we keep attacking like this. He'll eventually give. But I do have reinforcements that are being moved up over here to be able to push this. We can push this with 1 division. I would prefer to have more. But we do also... I also want to try and coordinate a little bit better with the push in the center. Oh, we're going to be moving artillery from over here to Cebu down to Cagayan. Still waiting on some APs from Java. Sadly for, we just saw his carriers link up with the other set of carriers. So he has moved out somewhat, but he's still within the general vicinity of the Marshall Islands. We have sights on him, which is a good thing. But alas, he didn't move in close, as we would have hoped for. Okay, hopefully they just surrender. That'd be excellent if they did. Yeah, bad weather over China here today, though. Haven't seen a battle at Kianko. They just... Come on, just do it. No, they're not going to surrender yet. They eventually will surrender. Eventually they will. Oh! Right, bombardment. Okay, so the troops haven't arrived. That's fine. Yeah, we're going to look at his force over here, then. Yeah, that's going to be really great to take out all that artillery, though. So we do see the 49th AA Regiment, we see the 56th AT Regiment. Once those are gone, well, sorry, we also see the 57th AT Regiment there, 56th and 57th. I mean, once they're gone, that definitely is going to help us out. So we might have a couple disabled here, maybe some knocked out, or none. Oof. Okay, yeah, so 414 AV here. Oof. So those men will definitely arrive here tomorrow. The good news is what I can do then is have a deliberate attack with the tanks, and then they will come in here and join that. So that's good news. Surprised I didn't make it, but I guess disruption is a hell of a drug. Chang expands to size 5 airfield, so put more in there. Manila's to a size 8 at long last. Yeah. There are forces moving up there, so it is on the way. Armor too, which is going to be handy to some artillery. So, yeah, that's a shame. I would have wanted to be able to hit at his carriers, but he seems to pull out. But then that means, I don't know, will he come back? We'll see. A DMS there, taking out commission to be refitted. That's a fine day indeed. So definitely just a skirmish then. Yeah, that's true there, Alex. Ooh, I-30 arrives there. Sub-chasers. Okay. A couple small units there. I've seen those British subs around Burma, so I could try and do something about that. That's a shame. Would have preferred to have had a crack at him, but oh well. So we'll save the turn here, we'll have a look then. He looks to have moved out. He's still close by because we still have good detection over him. We pulled out all the stops, essentially went really high on detection, so we utilised the jakes in the area too, and really went for it. But we do have fantastic detection capabilities in that area. When he's actually closer to the Marshall Islands, they definitely do improve. Can't wait, really, until we get the default Y1 siege duties. Oof, that's going to be such a good day. Yeah, they'll get chased by our subs, yeah. Okay. So, what's the distance here? So, he's at 18 then, so he's moved 4 hexes out, but it looks as if he's actually... he was previously on that sort of line there. We did have 4 more DDs in the area, but I did move to this position here to have them arrive here before Kiribatai and actually put some ASW on that area. So he's moved a little bit over here. So we did see another task force out this way, and there was roughly in this area, so it looks like he's linked up. So, I'm not terribly familiar when it comes to American aircraft numbers on the carriers. I'm gonna say at least 2 carriers, maybe 3, maybe more, I'm not too sure. We do have partial cloud in the hex, so that may cloud it a little bit. Looks like he has the PPYs over here as well. Okay. Good supply arriving to Marcus. Yeah, so he's still in the area. He's linked up with his carriers over here then. So he may have anticipated Kid Batai coming out there to challenge him. I doubt that he thinks that will push awake. He does have the PBYs now, so he does have at least somewhat, has some awareness. Vague awareness. And yeah, Wake is a bit of a pain in the ass. I do want to go ahead and bombard Wake again in the near future. Try and destroy that airfield again. A bit of a pain. Yeah, Wake's going to be a thorn in the side. So do have ships moving out over here then, which is probably not a bad thing. Just try and really decrease any potential risk over here. So what we're going to do here then is we do have, at the moment, 139 in total. This was the group that took more of the casualties here. We're going to have them shifted out, whether it be today, tomorrow, or in the very near future, but we'll eventually have them shifted out to have them built back up. We'll see. Yeah, so what we're looking at here then, 10 from Tongi, so the Jakes would have been helping out there on detection. We had Jakes over here running 2, so what we'll have to do then is take a look at the actual... Well, fatigue's not too bad, obviously it's not great. They were running 40% cap here, but then it does mean that due to the fact that nothing happened, a lot of them did have at least some rest to a degree. We'll see. So... a bit of a pain there, but it was worthwhile. What I was kind of hoping for, because we did look, it did seem... Well, we were kind of expecting him to go for a bombardment. And if he'd gone full speed and bombardment, it would have put him roughly around this hex, being about 10 from where he started. Yeah, but it comes down to the amount of fighters, really. The auxiliary is quite interesting, actually. I do wonder what the auxiliaries might be. Well, obviously seaplanes, isn't it? Yeah, of course, seaplanes. Well, there's at least 2 carriers there, then. At least 2 carriers. The third one that was over here would have had time to move down here. It may be that the other carrier is still in this area. It's hard to say, really. At least we know where at least 2 of the carriers are, which definitely does help out there, a significant degree. Okay. I do have a destroyer heading south here. I'm going to go ahead and take Luganville. I really do want to take Luganville. I really want to take all these size 1 port hexes over here. If I can take all of these size 1 ports, I'm going to be really, really super happy. Because that will definitely speed up our movement down here. Yes. Okay. I keep wondering when his B-17s are going to show up. I'm sure many of you are also wondering that. Eventually it will happen. We also do have these AGPs, or AGPs out here. They're essentially out there just to give us that early warning, really. New Caledonia. Yeah, I'd like to try and push on take New Caledonia. Yeah, I'll take a look at that for. Okay, that's pretty good then. So he loses 2 Vindicators here today to Ops. That's quite nice. He doesn't have a huge amount of those Vindicators. And they are acting as his eyes and ears to degree. So I'm glad of that. Fairly light day. Tina. I wonder where the Tinas are. I think they're out in this area somewhere. Yeah, I think they're somewhere in the Pacific. Adina, probably the one over Wake, but not necessarily so. And Aphalius, another transport there. So 2-3, but that's pretty good for us. I do like to see those Vindicators go down. Ship sunk today? Nothing. Well, we lost the mini Kitabatai a long while ago. That was quite the upset. But it's not really had a massive impact since then. It has changed things in this area, but we have had some. As far as it goes, this series is bad at sea for the most part, but fantastic on land. So, yeah, a konnichiwa. Oh, indeed. Okay, that's probably the way I'd summarize it. Okay, those tanks are making fair speed. They'll be here soon enough. And I can have them link up over here to Tion. Once I do take that, I also do have, we will have another division here as well soon. So the 4th division. Yeah, bad at sea. But then this is it, he's a fantastic player when it comes to sea. Not on land. But we've lost assets at sea, but it's not been that bad, really. I mean, obviously the carriers do suck, 'cause it does hurt. But, I mean, there's people that have lost Kidapati on turn 1, so not that bad, really. Yeah, the difficult part was out here, but he has this propensity to go in and be willing to sacrifice ships, which is something that we can't do. So it's a difficult one to really match in that case. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so we'll have the 14th. I always look at that bracket as if it's a 1, and then I have to double check. So we will have... I never actually looked at that number there before. And we'll have the 4th division actually move in over here, and then once we do take Tuyan, I can have them railed up. But what we'll do then is we'll have them put into strategic mode, and then they'll be able to move up here fairly quickly. We will eventually have the 104th division join us here too. So the 104th will be here in this hex tomorrow, and then a couple days will be here, a couple more days will be here. And then I could, it might be quicker to rail them up, maybe? I guess it might be quicker to do that. But it's Major Road, isn't it? I guess it's probably quicker to march them. Moving over here. We should be moving across this. Yeah, we'll be across here. So, set all to operations mode there. No, it wasn't turn 1. It was... yeah, it was what have the Kidapati ever done for us? That reminds me of that TV show with Tony Robinson, like, what did the Romans do for us? Okay. Yeah, so we'll be across the river over here next turn. Then we'll start bearing down on Suyong. That one's going to be a little bit more tricky due to the fact that there are more men here. But we do have the artillery, which is moving up. Which is going to certainly help. Can just keep bombarding them, try and weaken them. Bombs would be nice. Now, airfield expanding, that's interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Is that because I have information? Weird. I guess that's the first time I've seen that. I wonder if that's due to, is this some sort of signal? San Fran, Pearl, Pago, Winnipeg, okay. Interesting. Ah, right, yes, I see. Okay, turns them to return to service, good. Need to just adjust that then, it seems. Now, we did have a suggestion of ships out here, and we did see some ships out here in the north beforehand. I don't know, I guess as far as it goes, the money is probably on the bombers being in Calcutta. Or maybe. Or Australia. But Calcutta seems to be the one right now. We haven't really seen any large number of bombers, but we know that there's at least, what is it, 17 or so Blenheims? And I do want to shoot them down. My only worry is the fact that we do have a base over here at Chittagong. And I don't want to tangle the hurricanes. I really don't. Not yet, anyway. Not until we have something that's a little bit more favourable to engage with. Okay. I do want to drop and take that. I do need to go ahead and reconnoitre that at some point in the future. How you doing there? Just good to have you, my friend. Right, so marching over here then. That's going to take a little bit of time, but it's not too bad. Yeah, a couple miles a day. So it'll take a couple turns to arrive over here, but it'll be worthwhile when we do arrive here. It just doesn't seem to move in a Changsha, which, okay, not what I expected, but hey, it is what it is. 6th Brigade over here. Haven't placed into rest mode, then. Let's see. Right, these guys are just a couple miles off, so they're 1 mile off now, so they can go into combat mode. And then over here, 6 miles. So once they arrive here... Ah, yes, you can have reserve units do that. It's where tanks can come in real handy for things like that. Yep, so 6 miles until they eventually arrive here. At which point I can begin attacking here, and then we'll be able to take the 17th Iceycrome division and move them elsewhere, which would be quite nice. It's definitely going to help us to speed things up over here. And, it looks like I finally got them surrounded over here. Yeah, that looks great, actually. Yeah. That looks like it'll daddy-do. Nice, okay. Yeah, they should have nowhere to go here. Am I suffering garrison? Yes, I am. So I do need to have that unit continue to move out. I am moving this one, not that one. I'm moving the 22nd A into the city over here at Hangzhou. But we're in a position now to actually begin to engage, so we will go ahead and do that. That'd be nice. See you later, just have a good one, my friend. Yeah, so that's going to be great then. Once we've dealt with this, that's going to be really quite helpful. Will allow us to move more troops then. Couple of units there. Yeah, over here as well. Oh, we're also not too far now. Looks like we're about 2 days or so from the landing over here at Pakoi. Okay. That's way too much supply, but at least it'll help to boost the supply in southern China somewhat. Eventually it'll make its way back to where it started, but a bit of a pain. Didn't mean for them to take that much, really. Alright. Here we go. AP's moving in here. These ships moving in here. Yeah, so we'll have plenty to take assets out of Manila. There's a bunch of engineers I do want to have moved out to Manila. We're going to have them moved out into the Pacific. Build up islands of the Pacific, really. Okay. Let's see. So here, subs over here, sub there. Not seeing anything right now then. I'm moving this sub out here. Probably going to have a patrol further this way, haven't yet decided. But I wanted just to have subs as far region as I can. I do intend to have some subs head out down to like Tahiti area. If anything, just to give us information, but he is very likely to be using that area to move ships. We have 3 more submarines in this area, but I'm going to have spread out now. I'm just trying to find him. They could do with having that repaired, really, but for the time being, they are providing a great service by having that float plane. I don't think these fellows have float planes. No, they don't. So what I can do then is have this sub over here at... this one also has a float plane, so we'll have these paired up then. Okay, that AK over there gives us forewarning. Aye, indeed. Okay. Making headway on the port. I do have his construction units moving down here. Now, we'll have them unloaded to Lagi, and then while they're there at Lagi, they can help build up. But I'll likely have... well, I don't know, actually. It depends, really. Yeah, we'll have them unloaded, and then we may have them fast transported down here to Luganville in time. But at least when they are here at Tulagi, they can help to build up the actual base at Tulagi. I would like to have a size 3 port here. It's not a priority, but it's something that'd be nice. These other support ships moved in here then, so that's good. We do have a couple more DDs to play with too. More patrol boats as well. We do have enough assets to begin moving things when we do wish to do so. What I'm also going to be doing then, we actually do have a couple mine layers, which is nice. The smaller ones are quite handy like that. We have an ACM as well that can move down there. What we want to do then, when we do move onto this island, and it's going to be really handy, once this unit arrives over here to take Luganville, then that's fantastic. It means that we can move straight onto the island, and due to the fact that it has a port, it's going to, wow, it's going to be great. It's going to, like, really expedite things. Really expedite things. I also should, yeah, the APDs have arrived, no? We have 4th Air Division unloading here as well now, so that's a great asset to have. Yeah, there we are. So that's going to increase the amount of aviation support over here, and also provide us that torpedo capability. I believe what we're going to do then is, once we do have Luganville, once we do get... So, we're going to try to aim for the turn before this becomes a... on the turn that this becomes a size 2 airfield, we'll aim to get the other air division down here, and then that will allow us to have all these islands actually able to use torpedoes in the future, but it is going to make it a solid position then. Build it up and then begin moving south. The good news is then, if we take 14 as a sort of standard torpedo range, it would put New Caledonia well within range. Fiji not quite, unless we use G4s. It'll be interesting. It will be interesting. The good thing is that we can move down here with a good amount of strength and really establish a solid position. I do want to bombard Khans at some point in the future. I keep saying that, but I do want to do that. I'm going to go ahead and get these troops picked up once again. Yeah, send in supply to these islands so we can actually have them begin to be built up shortly enough. I do need to go ahead and capture Milne Bay, and I think that's the last little dot base in this area. So I would like to get that done. I'll have that sorted afterwards. Yep, and then we'll capture these islands, so we're going to have the APDs begin to move assets down, but I mean, we also do have the 4th fleet over here, which is going to come in quite handy. What I might go ahead and do, what I probably will go ahead and do, is actually have a 4th fleet sent down here to land at Luganville. And due to the fact that they do have that naval support, it will help us to speed up the speed at which we unload. But it also does mean that we have torpedo capability in that one dot base. But we'll see, we might have it moved elsewhere. It would do well to be moved somewhere else in the future as well. But we'll see. Okay. We do have aviation moving out this way. We did take the AVs out of here just to avoid them being hit, potentially. Yeah, I can't wait until this becomes a size 3 port. That's going to be very nice. Eventually we'll get there. It will take a while, though. What do they have? 13.2s. It's better than a 7.7 at least. It's nothing much, though. Okay. That was a pain, but we'll rebuild it in time. Okay. So we'll have to... likely we'll lower this, but it depends really. I'd be interested to see what he does now, because he is 18 from Roinema. So he knows he's outside of range. He also knows he's outside of G4M range as well, which is an interesting thing here. I think that's a deliberate movement. I think that's deliberate that he's moved 18, well, to be 18 hexes away from the marshals. He knows that would be the range at which we could potentially strike. That being 17, I mean. So he's outside that range. I don't know, would he come in? I don't think so. Then it's also interesting the fact that he's moved to link up rather than just moving away. Maybe he expected Kidapatide to come knocking, really. I guess we'll see. Ideally, if I can keep the Kid of its Eye outside detection, that will definitely help. 18. We'll have to find a position that is good, but if I can try and keep the Kid of its Eye out of detection, that will be quite handy. Alright, we'll have to plan about this then. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look then at here. Really hard to tell what the hell's going on. San Fran. Okay. Lots and lots of ships. Can you imagine port strike in San Francisco? That'd be so nice. If we could just get to those ships, that'd be great. That would be excellent. We'd probably run out of munitions, but that'd be a nice strike to his merchant marine. Okay, so a pretty good turn then overall. Just one of those turns where what could have been did not occur, but we continue forward. Right, better in position now, so that's good news. I can go ahead and deliberate attack them. I could probably shock attack that, but I'll just deliberate attack. They're moving south. That's good then. Additional AV moving down here is going to be useful. The AA units moving back north. And they'll be here then just to hold this hex open for us. We also do then have the additional forces moving south then. 20th Army moving south. Okay. You could probably move that unit down south as well, but we'll see. So, then is this goddamn unit here as well. Utter pain. Unbelievably annoying. Yeah, you'd think so. I mean, I'll change it to a shock attack. It really makes no difference to me. I just have zero faith in them surrendering. It doesn't really make a difference, either or. Okay, this tank can begin moving south now. Okay. Have this brigade move north. How much do I need here? Is it just 20? Yeah, it's just 20. I'll have the cavalry move north then. Eventually other units will arrive here, and we'll eventually get a garrison then to Kashgar. I'm glad that we sent the tanks. I mean, in fairness, it'd take a long time for anything else to get out this way. So the tanks are... they're making progress. They have 322 miles to go. Aye. But they're making progress. At the end of the day, it's secondary road. What would take an infantry unit 4 days is going to take them 2 days, so it does cut that time in half. And obviously when they do arrive there, there's not really going to be anything that can oppose them at Kashgar. One would imagine. Yeah, just keep on attacking. Alright, so we're getting to that point now where we'll eventually be able to start cleaning up a lot of these units here in China. Once these units are cleaned up in China, that means that more men are available to head into the interior of China and clean up other units. This is one that I do want to get onto as well. Definite pain in the arse, but it can be done. Artillery moving there. So eventually, maybe 2-3 weeks, we might have forces begin to converge down here. But that'll be fun. We're not that far out. Seen the one unit there. We do have 2 divisions that are making their way now. So yep, 9 miles into that march. That armored car should probably catch up. So look at a 1 unit there. Wooded rough. Wooded rough, okay. So once we're in this position then, I'd like then to have the armored car probably go north. I'd like to go ahead and capture that base in time too. I may have the armored car do that. I may even have the armored car move on here just to cut this road off. But we'll see what we can do. Try and just cause as much damage as possible. But taking that base would be nice. I guess it's one of those bases then. It probably doesn't matter, but it gives us a potential position to then cross over here. It's probably not worth it, but if it impairs his logistical system, then that's fine. They're set to follow. It could cross very quickly if it wanted to, but it is set to follow the 26th Division, so it will move at their speed. By fairness, what I'll do then is just have that cancel its move. I'll just have them sit here then for the time being then. I mean, as they move quickly, we should be okay. But we'll make good speed. I mean, this being a major road will be fine. And I could have had them follow, but fine. That's okay, I don't mind doing that. If I could get across this way, that'd be great to get in here. To have another unit down here, this area would be nice. But yeah, we're getting there now. Definitely getting there. So he has his fighters over here. Looks like he has decided to employ them. So the tanks haven't made it. Sorry, the infantry hasn't made it there. They will. Yeah, they're going to be here tomorrow then. So 2 miles off then. Yeah, they definitely will be there tomorrow then. Some no. Oh, but these are heading elsewhere. I think. Since 741. Yep. Okay. Yep. So they'll be there. How are we actually looking then? We can still see that we have fatigue and disruption. But that will dissipate. The tanks are now supplied. We'll deliberate attack there then. He doesn't have a whole lot left. So once they... Yeah, so we should have a good attack here then tomorrow. We saw, what, 400 odd AV, but this is it. If I can break the AT units, they probably, I don't know what state of their guns are like. But if we can get rid of any AT units, then he's really not going to have much he can do against the tanks. He doesn't, well, he doesn't at the moment anyway, but yeah, he's going to have less then. Looks like the AA is not really functional either. We'll continue. Okay. I'm interested to see how... I don't think I have many newly built airfields of this size. Now, whether I continue to... maybe I continue to fortify it, I'm not too sure. I could probably do it having these engineers moved elsewhere to begin building up other positions, like Patan or Clark. We'll see. Okay. No aircraft here to really see. 19 days here for the Ashigara. Should be 1 day until the Issei returns to service. Aye. Well, in fairness, these units could be moved elsewhere, so that's a good time. A good timing for them really to finish that. What are we on here then? 19. Urban Light. Jungle Rough. I mean, this one's really nice. Do have one unit there, still working on that. Very, 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 very slowly building on that port. I think it's worthwhile because at the end of the day it gives us something that we can really make solid then. I don't know actually, is it worthwhile? I guess so, because it's a very well protected base then, isn't it? And this may be the base that one day we have to bring supply into. So having a protected base there that's so solid would be nice. Very large base. I think we're in malaria zone here, aren't we, as well? Are we in malaria zone? Yes, it is malaria zone, so having larger base infrastructure does help in regards to fatigue. So I guess we'll continue. It's going to be a very long time before it's done, but that's fine. They have that time. Right, so they've arrived here. Now, I think we'll probably head over here. Let's see, let's have a look. Well, size 3 port seals the deal there, doesn't it? Yeah, we'll go for the size 3 port. Take a couple days for them to arrive there, but that'll be fine. We are still waiting on the APs to pick up the division down here. They are closing in now. Do an escort available for them as well now. Looks like they're ready, so they're just loading supplies here at the moment. I guess we'll continue that. No, it should be enough there. So cancel loading supplies and just get your asses in gear. I don't think there's many dot bases. This one is difficult. I can't seem to take it due to the actual sea state in this area. So I guess it'll eventually flip to our control. So really what remains is this one here. I'll just have that moved over here, then I can have them refueled. Probably move them on something a little bit better than just an 11 knotter. Something that's a little bit more fuel efficient, really, but I probably don't. I don't know. It depends really. Do I want to have these forces move back out here? Maybe. We'll see. It's very persistent on these submarines here. Very persistent. Was that an atoll? Oh, jungle. Okay. Cocoa is so nice without being an atoll. Yeah, I'll take a look at the R&D in a second. I do need to get some supply out here, however, so I do need to organise that. Okay. So we did advance this last turn, I think it was. So we are making good progress now. So this will continue to reduce down. In time we will have that. So probably the end of 4-2 we'll have the A6M8, which is going to be nice. We're looking at maybe a good time for us. And I'm going to sneeze right now. Oh, excuse me. 21 there. Yeah, I want the Tojo. I want the Tojo. I want the Nick. And the Nick's going to be great. Nick's going to be so nice. And when we have the Nicks out there, that's really going to be quite handy for us. We'll probably operate the Nick over Magway. Maybe just for Cap, due to the fact that it's armoured. It's not bad, actually. I guess this is it. How does it compare? We'll take a look in a second. K3 doing K8 things. I'm seeing more 5s. Oh well, it's doing its own thing. Excuse me. That armament pool is increasing now, so that's good news. I would just getting on by, really. How you doing there, shoot? We're going for the A6M8, and we're also going to have the A6M3A. The reason being it has a really nice range at 15. Excuse me. And when's that due to arrive, actually, again? Yeah, and that arrives in 42. So it's useful to have for that long-range capability. Take a look. Yeah, so the A672 operates out to 14 at standard. The A6M8 is only 8 at standard, so we obviously lose a lot of that range there. Well, as the A6M3A does have that 15 hex range, so it's quite useful. It's handy to have there to escort bombers, really. Naval bombers, that sort of thing. Not armoured, but yeah, we're mostly getting it for that range capability, really. Yeah, the normal radius is actually better too. A little bit better, but yeah, you can see there, with drop tanks there's 12. It's another hex of range there, really. Let's see, it's a big speed difference. It's slightly faster, the cruise is better. Altitude, better. Climb, little better. Maneuverability, little better. It's just a slightly superior A6M2, really. Now, so we're going to be looking towards the next shot enough. So if we take a look at the Key 43, so we have Key 43 here, 1C, 305, 199. It's got the 2 HMGs, but it's just not enough, really. Unarmored as well. Durability 23. Maneuverability is very good at maneuverability 46. I forget which nick we're going for. I think it's the... excuse me. Let me double check. Then A. Okay. Excuse me. Oh, excellent, so I can actually get them both on screen. That's good. So, the nick. I believe that's the one we're going for, the 3421. So we can see there, 340, 305, so it's faster. Cruise 232, 199, 35. The Oscar has the higher altitude. Climb, 2610. 3155, which is pretty good. Maneuverability is obviously nowhere near as good, 21 versus 46, but yeah. Durability, 36, 23. But the fact is that it's armoured, which makes a big difference, and it also has 12 gun value versus that of 6 there. And the nick is pretty good. It's a fighter bomber, but it's actually it's not terribly bad as a fighter, really, which is quite nice. When you compare it to a lot of other Japanese aircraft, it'll work for us, really. It would be handy to have versus bombers, really, like B-17s. The reason being it has at least a cannon. It is armoured, so at least it can take MG fire somewhat better than other things. Speed's actually good. Well, it's okay. Speed's good. Climb's not bad. But yeah, not too bad. We have the Ho-3 cannon. We have 2 HMGs, so we have the same armament of the Oscar, but with additional... we also do have a 7.7 tail gun. I'm not sure if that's even something to care about, but it's there. And the fact is it can also drop bombs, so it does come in handy for that sort of thing, really. Being able to drop 500 kilograms of bombs, which is the same as a... No, the Lily drops 400. A Sally drops 1,000. 4 250s. Yes, it's like a Sally that can look after itself with half a bomb load, but superior to the Lily, and kind of superior in ways to fighters that we have, but obviously nowhere near as maneuverable. Yeah, so it works out. It means that all the things like these key 30s that are just essentially useless at this point, we'll be able to get rid of and replace with the Nick. So it's going to be quite nice. Excuse me, what? I always sneeze and then that's it. I feel like I need to blow my nose and then I feel rude if I do so. Should really have some tissues on hand. But okay, yeah, we'll go with that. So thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. We are making progress. It is a shame that we didn't get to engage, but it's an interesting one. My initial feelings are he's at 18, so he's made a conscious move to 18 to link up with his additional forces in that area. He feels he's either unthreatened, or he feels like he expected a Kidbatai attack, or Kidbatai to come and challenge him, which, nah. He may linger, he may come back. It's an interesting one, really. Detection there, detection there. No detection here then, okay. So we'll have to move these subs away so we can try and drop the detection, then come back in. Yeah, it really is, it really is. But if he wants to come to the Marsh Islands, then I would really, really like him to do that. It would be nice if... I'm moving these assets out of here, so at least they're a little bit safer now. I could probably place them on a direct path. Yeah, I would like to get AA out that way. The reason being just to have that radar capability is really nice. Yeah, to have the radar. And to have some AA guns that are actually worth something, as far as it goes for Japan, would be nice. We do have additional AA move down here too. Now, I really want to get this regiment out there. Yeah, to have that radar would be very good. I'm not sure, like, so we have 2 air defense regiments here. I don't know if I'd have, I don't know if we gain, I think there is a benefit for having more radar and a hex, but I don't know if we gain more of a benefit by having it on 2 of the bases here. It's probably worthwhile to have it on Roinema, but it might be worthwhile over here at Kwajalein. Probably not, because there's only a size 1 airfield, so Kwajalein really is only used for that port. Trying to build that airfield up, that's... wow, it's going to take forever. Apologies. So, Roinema then is likely. Maybe another airfield out this way. Malabar would be quite nice. 1 and a 4 there. And building fortifications here. I actually have a couple engineers over here. Might want to work on that port somewhat. Even having a size 2 port would make a difference. But the fact that we have a port is very nice. What's this distance to Wake then? 19. And 16, okay. 15. I might as well do it this way. 15. 18. Yeah, so Malap is an interesting base because it does actually put us in a better position out this way. What I'd like to do eventually is get a air HQ out this way, and it would allow us to actually have torpedo capability on most of these islands, which would be very nice. Build them up. We are going to have to build the marshals up to be something of a more suitable barrier. But I really, really hope it comes back. That'd be excellent. That would be very nice. Do I continue building fortifications? I'm going to start on the port, I guess. I should have started on the port already, but I will go for it. Build an airfield up over here. At least I can have a port, which is fairly nice. Yeah, having these actual defense guns is really quite good too. I mean, these 15cm ones are quite nice. Has some reach at least. We do have some 8cm dual purpose guns. I mean, these 12cm dual purposes are quite nice. I mean, 8 of those is not bad at all. We do have some 25s, which don't really matter, but yeah. These are good. So we have 12 guns that are actually worth something on AA. Try and get an airfield here. I really could. If I had an airfield here, it would help out significantly. It's at least something. Is this a static unit? I don't think it is static. No, it doesn't seem to be static. That could be something that'd be worthwhile moving around here, but we'll see. We'll bring more actual assets into here. We do have Wattier, again doing the same here. We'll build that port up instead then. And that'll be another airfield that'd be worthwhile. Couple engineers here. We do have 12 centimeter dual purpose guns there, so that's pretty good there. Yeah, it's just one of these, isn't it? Just trying to make use of what we have here. Now, are they ATOLs? They are ATOLs, so they're ×4 defense there, which is really nice. Yeah, the ATOL is a tremendous beast. Quite so. Build up over here at Tarawa. I need to do something about the Gilbert Islands in time as well. So this is a bit of a weak spot here. But if we were to build up this area, that would definitely help out. Alright, we'll see what we can do. It could even be worthwhile to have that naval HQ, like the 4th Fleet. It might even be worthwhile to have that moved over here to Malawap. I don't know if we'd have torpedo capability from Malawap. That would actually help us out tremendously here. Maybe we do that. We'll have a think about that. So these are being loaded up. I really don't want to load supplies up. I didn't intend to do that. Not really. That can go into port and be repaired. Did you place mines down? No. Why'd you have 7 mines? That's so weird. Have you rearmed mines? Maybe she rearmed on those mines then. She probably did. This is an old ship. Very old ship. Very interesting ship there. Aye. They'll come in handy having those mines there. Building that up. Once we get to 8, I'm going to be very happy there. We have moved some engineers out, so it will take longer, but it's still worthwhile. So we also do have the fuel being unloaded here as well, then, so that's good news. Auto-expand when you are done. There we are. So Talag has been built up. Has the Unyo arrived? Unyo should have arrived, actually. There's Unyo. I meant to have Unyo head elsewhere. Yeah, I meant to have Unyo head down, hit Slagi. But that's okay, I guess it's not a bad thing to make sure she's properly protected. What I'll do then is have her not follow but meet. That force there. Merge. So she'll head south and we'll be able to link up then. And then at least we'll actually have like a cap over here at Talagi from the carrier, which would be very nice. I may have the Unyo disbanded and have her zeros placed here at Talagi, but we'll see. We'll keep them on board for the time being. Yeah, so we do have some fuel being unloaded, which does help then. It just means that we'll be able to actually look after our assets here. We do have 8k fuel being moved in here too, which is going to be very nice. I do need to build this port up because this is really quite an important base logistically. So it's going to take some time. So having additional engineers is not a bad thing down here. We do have the 2 ACMs here to actually help look after those mines. So yeah, we're looking somewhat decent now. At least for once. Let's see. We do have some engineers here, then. So it's worthwhile having them active. So if I go over here, then, and if I put that to rest, we go back. See that we go down to 24. So yeah, it's worthwhile having them. Does practically double the numbers there, so I'm happy about that. That'll help speed things up, and then obviously with these additional engineers coming in. We do have our... Right, they're heading there to say resources. They're carrying other assets. They're the 2nd Division, so that's heading there to Tulagi. They're also doing the same. How ironic that they have essentially linked up there. They also are bringing a little bit of supply with them, so it's only about 1,000 each. But it's 2,000 supply there, which is kind of annoying, because I would have preferred to have kept that in the Marshalls Island, and I just kicked my table, which hurt. But hey, what can you do? Okay. So it does mean that we'll actually have something to play with. New Caledonia being an interesting one. I really have no idea what to expect out there. He made Noumea a American base, which is interesting. But at the moment, it's only a size 2-2. Noumea is so nice to have, just for that little bit of industry there, but very nice. I actually like that, OC. Good to have you. I figured it much more. For those shekels, I shall shekel them. Shepherd them into my shekel pile. Thank you very much. Arigato. Okane o... watashi wa okane o... kuremashita? Kurete kudasai. That's not really what I would say, but I guess so. But thank you anyway. Arigato gozaimasu. I'm not saying, please give me. I'm just not good. Aye. Thinking that'd be good. I mean, this is why I'm going to be quite interested in better piloting, because that gives us a base over here to work from. Once we have reconnaissance out here, I'm going to be happy. Like, we'll be able to move the Dinas down here once we have an airfield to Luganville, work that up. Aye. Let's hope that we can manage it, but I feel like we can. I feel like we'll be able to manage that. Trying to find those ships out here, but we do have a couple submarines around the area, so we might eventually pick up on something. I do have additional submarines actually heading south. I've been so and ahhing about where to send them. But I'm going to send them to bloody Batavia and operate them out from Batavia, but eventually out from Cocos Island. I think it depends really. It depends really what we're going to try and target, to be honest. But I feel like I'll probably operate them down this way. At least we know that there's going to be more types down this way. The distance isn't so bad. It's deep waters. There's a lot of area out here as well. We know that there are ships going in this way, so at least we can try to operate in a potentially more target-rich environment. Try to subject Australia to some sort of a very loose blockade of a continent. Or a subcontinent. Australia's a subcontinent, isn't it? I forget what you bloody call it. I guess it's a subcontinent? Big ass dry place anyway. And they get screwed over by Games Workshop on their prices. I'm just screwed over a lot in general. Oh, you poor sons of bitches. We share so much in terms of culture, but yeah, you can keep those prices because they are insane. But I feel so bad for you. Okay. Oh, we do have the Oscars over here escorting. Yep, here's our troops over here then. And they're making progress. Aye, I'd like to go ahead and bombard Moresby really, and I'd be very interested to see what the state of his troops are. So at least when our troops do arrive in Moresby, we can go ahead and perform like a bombardment just to get an idea of what we're looking at there. But I would like to bombard them a couple times, really just to annihilate them. And it should be doable. And I'll probably leave the base as destroyed, to be honest. I don't feel we benefit from having it repaired. I think it's one of those bases that we just hold on to and really just not cared about. Unless something radically changed. But I can't see that happening. Okay. Alright, once again, I'm going to be happy. Should be okay. And then what we'll do is we'll move our service forces down here then when we are moving. Yeah, we just need to get things organised. But being able to have at least like a regiment move across with them be very solid. Would give them that security, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to go ahead and organise taking these islands here. So I may have the Naval Guard place a bunch of the... I mean, we do have a bunch of these patrol boats here. So what I might do is take a couple of these patrol boats and start capturing some of these. We do have APDs over here as well, so we can start to do things with them. Probably just use the APDs, to be fair. Be quicker. Aye. Let them unload, and then we'll be happy. So I say a big thank you for watching here, ladies and gentlemen. Shame we didn't get the carry engagement that we wanted, but we'll see. There still looks to be a chance, as he's still in the area, so we'll see how that turns out, really. So until next time, thank you for watching. Arigatou gozaimasu, and goodbye. Mataraishu, or whenever I do see you, very soon it could be Matagetsu yobi, Matakai yobi, Matasu yobi, Matamoku yobi, Matakin yobi, Mata... Yobi, Lichi Yobi, whenever. Until next time, goodbye for now.